Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we are going to be talking about not being reactive, okay? Not giving in to your impulses, right, when responding to someone based off of impatience or a lack of self-control or not thinking before you speak, okay? These kind of reactions that are usually emotionally driven by anger are not from God, they are from your flesh. And when you give in to your flesh, you're not very good at listening. You're not good at thinking before you speak. You know, you don't want to hear what the other person has to say because maybe you're assuming the answer already in your head, or maybe you already know it, but instead you just butt in and interrupt them and, allow your flesh to take over. Okay? So this goes into a verse where, it says to be slow to anger, right? James 1, verses 19 to 20, it says, "Know this, my beloved brothers, let every person be quick to hear, slow to speak, slow to anger, for the anger of man does not produce the righteousness of God." And, of course, you are not going to produce the righteousness of God when you are acting in a fleshly manner, right? Okay? So when you're being quick to speak, you could be reacting with an emotion, right? Like impatience or anger. Okay, and these are not from God. These are not the fruit of God, okay? These are things that we have to practice in order to develop these fruits with the help of the Holy Spirit, obviously, inside of us, encouraging us and correcting us and counseling us on what is right and what is wrong and how you should go about, being formed and refined into the likeness of Christ, into the image of Christ, okay? And so you may be having a conversation with somebody, and if you allow your anger to take over and you start reacting to what they are saying because maybe you don't want to hear what they're saying, so you kind of just get defensive and reactive, that is not going to be good, because usually when that happens, you don't want to listen anymore of what they're saying because you are now being emotionally driven. Okay, and this could also lead you into sin, right? Ephesians 4:26-32 says, "Do not let the passion of your emotions lead you to sin. Don't let the anger control you or be your fuel for revenge, not even for a day. Don't give the slanderous accuser, the devil, an opportunity to manifest." Okay, so anger is obviously an emotion from our flesh, which, since it is from our flesh, it is from a sinful nature, because our flesh is sinful. And it means that if you're reacting that way, you are reacting in a fleshly manner instead of a spiritually responding spiritually, right? By the Spirit of God that now lives in your spirit, conjoined as one, right? And anyway, when I was getting back to when you become defensive and you allow your anger to take over and to control you, you're not very receptive to what another person is saying. And ultimately, if they are lacking self-control or lacking patience as well, then they could become controlled by their anger in that instant as well. And you guys are now just butting heads, and everything is going in one ear and out the other, right? You guys are not listening to each other, whether it's ego or whether you just don't want to be wrong, you don't want to be looked as stupid or whatever it is, And so reacting that way can, in a sense, destroy and diminish the whole point of the conversation at first, right? And now you've gotten nowhere, you've learned nothing, you've gained nothing from it, except for now being filled with your anger or your emotion, right? That passion, which is from the flesh. So Proverbs 15 verse 1 says, "A soft answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up the anger." And that goes into detail what I just said of how, reacting is negative. Nothing good comes from it. It just stirs up everything, and now you're not getting anywhere. You're just spinning your wheels. Okay. Psalm 37 verse 8 also says, "Refrain from anger and forsake wrath. Fret not yourself if it only tends only to evil." Okay, so when you allow your flesh to take over and these emotions to drive you impulsively and reactively, you're, in a sense, nothing good comes from that. Only evil can stem from that. And also, like Ephesians 4:26 says, it can allow the enemy to manifest and control you, enslave you, consume you in that part. So yeah, just wanted to get on here and share. God wanted me to share, how important it is to learn not to be reactive and respond by thinking before you speak, being slow to speak, and being quick to listen. That way, you can allow the Holy Spirit to even discern through certain things and respond. And so you can choose the right way and not just giving into your impulsive thoughts and choices of how you feel, right? And not being driven by those emotions. But anyway, I hope you guys gained something from this. I hope this encouraged you and inspired you. I know those are things I definitely need to work on as well. Not being quick to speak, and being slow to anger, or practicing patience, or being all around better and improving, allowing the Holy Spirit to continue to form me into who He designed me to be. So yeah, guys, like the video, subscribe if you want more content, want to watch more, and leave some comments. All are welcome, and talk soon.